right here on Big Breakfast, Today FM, today's hit music.
Hey, I'm Pauline.
And I'm Alan. Tune in to the Breakfast Show on Today FM with Pauline and I every weekday morning
From 6 a.m. to 9 a.m.
right here on Today FM, today's hit music.
Today FM, today's hit music.
In this bulletin, a 40-year-old Lautoka businessman has been charged in connection to the $30 million heroin bust. It's estimated more than 200 million litres of sewage has poured into the creek at 4 miles Nasinu, where the main sewer line burst 16 days ago. And Fijian Holdings Chief Executive Nozar Pareed has confirmed to FBC News that Fiji television subsidiary company EMTV will be sold to Telecom PNG. Good evening, I'm Jackie Spate and this is FBC News. A 40-year-old Lautoka businessman has been charged in connection to the $30 million worth of heroin, which was seized at the Lautoka Wharf on Sunday. The accused had applied for name suppression and bail, but the Lautoka Magistrates Court refused this in its ruling this afternoon. Christopher Chand reports.
The accused at the center of one of the biggest heroin busts in recent years is Mohammed Shahid Khan. Khan was produced in court this morning charged with one count of unlawful importation of illicit drugs. His lawyer Vasu Pillai applied for bail and for name suppression. Magistrate Penin Dalitwidama refused both applications in his ruling, which was delivered after midday. Dalitwidama stated that the case was serious and gave two High Court examples for denying him bail. Magistrate Dalitwidama gave the example of the recent Justin Ho case, which was granted name suppression by the Nandi Magistrates Court, but later squashed in the High Court. The matter has been transferred to the High Court for mention on January 14th. Khan is remanded in custody until his next court appearance. The Fiji Revenue and Customs Authority and the Fiji Police Force, in a joint operation, caught the large shipment of heroin which was being smuggled into the country from a shipment out of Thailand. The heroin seized by authorities has an estimated street value of 30 million Fijian dollars. The drugs were in about 80 packets hidden inside the tire of a quad bike. Christopher Chand, FBC News.
It's estimated that more than 200 million litres of sewage has poured into the creek at 4 miles Nasinu, where a main pipe burst 16 days ago. Sakio Sanaivor reports the government is now concerned about the raw spill causing a disease outbreak.
Raw sewage has been spilling into the creek and washing into the Suva harbour at 200 litres every second. Around 6,000 people living around the broken sewer line are at risk.
We have people living along the river, Samambula River, and also along the coast of Watuanga and the Suva foreshore, and likewise the islands of Makuluba and Nukulau. These are the people that are directly affected by this sewerage spilling.
The Water Authority of Fiji was supposed to complete repairs last night, but failed to meet the deadline, as untreated sewage continues to pour out of the broken pipe. The creek and the affected area of the Suva foreshore are used for fishing, swimming and transportation. Fijians are strongly advised against any form of contact with the contaminated water.
That awareness has been continuously carried out by all the relevant authorities. Fisheries, the Department of Fisheries, they are also, Ministry of Fisheries, they are also taking samples on the impact of this to the marine life. While Water Authority officials are also taking water samples in certain areas.
The discoloration at Silver Point, according to Manasa Tangavekimbau, has been caused by the raw sewage, a sure sign the seawater is contaminated and must be avoided at all costs. Notices have been erected informing people to stay away from water. A task force has been set up, including the Water Authority of Fiji, Ministry of Health, Ministry of Fisheries, Department of Environment, Navy, the Police and the Suva and Nasinu Municipal Councils. Sakio Sanaivua, FBC News.
Fiji Holdings Chief Executive Nozab Farid has confirmed to FBC News that Fiji television subsidiary company EMTV will be sold to Telecom PNG. Farid says they expect to close the deal with Telecom PNG by the end of January 2015. Maggie Boyle reports.
In just over a month, MTV, based in Port Moresby, Papua New Guinea, will no longer be a part of the Fijian Holdings Limited portfolio.
At this stage, we are confident we should be able to have something on table before 30th January.
According to Nozab Farid, the prospective buyer was researched extensively.
We selected Telecom PNG by going through a series of other investors. So we have looked at several people before we signed a memorandum of undertaking with Telecom PNG.
While the sale has been on the cards for a few months, the recent changes in PNG's media market has pushed down the initial sale price of 50 million kina, or about 33 million Fijian dollars.
PNG media industry has been going through some dynamic changes for last 3-4 months.
So are you looking at revising that figure upwards or?
Most probably downwards. The reason being high competition, because suddenly a digi player has come to the market.
Television
PNG TV has come to the market. So there is a lot of activities in PNG market.
Farid says despite the reluctance of Fiji Television's management to sell MTV shares, it will go ahead in the commercial interest of shareholders. Maggie Boyle, FBC News.
About 500 former police officers who served between 2004 to 2012 will benefit from the job evaluation exercise payout for the Fiji police force expected to be made next month. The payout announced in the 2015 budget covers the job evaluation exercise in 2004. The Fiji police force only received a partial payment. Savara Tambor has the story.
Senior officers from the Fiji Police Force, led by Acting Commissioner Isikeli Wuniwanga, met with the Former Police Officers Association this afternoon. President of Association Ratumeli Wangarakumbau says the payout will benefit those served between 2004 to 2012.
Those who would benefit for those that were serving in 2004 when the job evaluation was done, and 2004 up to 2009. But the payment, as far as the police was concerned, was to be phased out in 5 lots up to 2012. But it would appear from what we've heard that one payment had not been paid, and that's going to be the one that would be paid in January. As to the amount, we were not told.
Police spokesperson Anna Naisoro says they've set up a team that's been working around the clock to ensure the full list of officers entitled for the payout are accounted for.
Acting Commissioner of Police has actually appointed a dedicated team that is looking at putting together the information as to the number of officers that will actually qualify for this. So it is quite a lengthy exercise, but he has also given them a time frame for when he wants at least the first payment to be made.
The final number of recipients for the payout, both retired and existing police officers, is yet to be finalized. Sabera Tambua, FBC News.
The Land Transport Authority is concerned with the increased number of bookings for speeding. The authority has booked 32,000 cases of speeding so far this year. Of this, 36 out of 48 traffic deaths this year have been attributed to speeding. According to the LTA CEO Naisa Tuinadeva, speeding is the #1 killer on our roads.
While we may rate our booking as successful in terms of the number of bookings, it's also a concern that some fail to learn the lesson. Fines and bookings are supposed to become deterrents, and it doesn't really show up well in this year because the trend keeps on moving up, although the number of booking increases.
The LTA is reviewing its fines with the move to increase it in 2015 in the hope that drivers will be deterred from speeding because of hefty fines. Coming up after the break, a local tourism operator launches Fiji's first Chinese travel guide.
Ya bina pwede mwana toka chuma ini mwezi kama kwena bula FM namba ndiwe nesiri na hona ni ndende manda kei Central Rental Support kende rusu na kuhita minichi mevana koloko. Sabula.
Oya wa watisoni dalai.
Gonga emozidon.
Nama kikirau bena tolu kene bitu. Ena via kati moliti kene borombuka.
Goria na lali nekabi. Bula FM. Namba 2 ena seri.
छू 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 हे नमस्ते फीजी, आपके हर एक प्रॉब्लम की दवा लेकर मैं आ गई हूँ 9 से 12 बजे तक आपकी सहेली रेनू। छू 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 40 में 20 का दिखना है। मैं हूँ ना आपके साथ में मिर्ची एफएम पर 9 से 12 बजे तक मंडे टू फ्राइडे। मिर्ची इट्स हॉट।
Welcome back. This is FBC News. A local tourism operator has launched Fiji's first ever Chinese travel guide. Tour managers and inbound operator launched the guide last night, saying it's a big step in tapping into the Chinese tourist market.
This travel guide, written in Chinese, was 6 months in the making and cost about $150,000 to produce.
This also confirms or rather consolidates our position as an inbound operator in Fiji and our support to the Ministry of Tourism, to Tourism Fiji, to Fiji Airways for their business out of China. Tour managers got involved in China business in the year 2009. I took a step that we will go into China, ruffle no feathers, step on nobody's toes, and work for a niche. We started off in Guangzhou, and we are now one of the leading operators.
Produced specifically for the Chinese market, the travel guide contains information for tourists, business travelers, or even people transiting through Fiji. The Mengounder says they decided to produce the guide after seeing interest from Chinese holiday makers and based on the fact that many of them are not English speakers. His company is already preparing for an influx of Chinese visitors to Fiji in the near future.
Tour managers has invested in opening up the China division. Now we started off with one person. Now my China division has got close to 7 Chinese nationals, including interpreters on the Fiji Airways flights to Hong Kong, a service that we've been provided for the last 5 or 6 years. I just got back from China about a week ago. I have much pleasure in announcing that I finalized opening an office in Shanghai. That office comes into place on the 1st of January with sales and operational staff.
Tourism Minister Fayaz Koya says the government welcomes an investment that helps Fiji attract holiday makers from non-traditional markets.
We want to make Fiji as welcoming as possible, especially to those whose first language isn't English. This is an important way for us to do this, and in the future, I will encourage Tourism Fiji to develop similar guides in other strategic languages.
97 million Chinese tourists traveled abroad in 2013 and are considered the highest spenders. More than enough reason for the industry to tap into the market and reap the rewards. Akosita Tale, FBC News.
National carrier Fiji Airways has welcomed its latest ATR 72-600 aircraft for its domestic subsidiary Fiji Link. The aircraft arrived at the Fiji Airways hangar in Nandi this morning, flying in from Toulouse, France. Akosita Tale has more.
The newest ATR 72-600, the third addition to the Fiji Link fleet, means there will be more domestic and regional flights.
Of course, we'll see an increase in our regional operations, and the 42 then specifically on the domestic, so we hope to see some frequency and, and a lot more stability in the schedule. We have a number of destinations we're looking at in the region, and Wallace is one, but, I can't say that we've actually made any commitments as yet, but, this aircraft brings us a lot of opportunities.
It will also contribute to the airline's strategic growth and 5-year master plan to grow capacity in the region by 86.6%. The ATR 72 is equipped with the latest in aviation, safety and technology, award-winning cabin design and functionality. The new aircraft also means there will be new job opportunities.
We need to double the capacity of cabin crew, and we recently just recruited another 8, and they're currently training back in Fiji, and so they will all go online and will be on these aircraft, and of course we have to increase our technical crew, the pilots. So we've had a major drive.
Located in Toulouse, France, the ATR company has become the world leader for regional aircraft with 90 seats or less. CEO Patrick de Castelbajac says it will continue to work with Fiji.
We hope for another aircraft next year because we believe the market is growing there. There's a real demand. Also, ATR is the leader in the inter-isles business because it can operate on small airports, small runways better and more safely than any others.
The new ATR 72-600 will also complement current regional schedules to Apia Samoa and Port Vila Vanuatu flights. The aircraft is on lease from Ireland-based Nordic Aviation Capital. Akosita Talei, FBC News.
The St. Giles Hospital Board of Visitors today gave Christmas gift packs to their patients supplied by an anonymous donor. Spreading the Christmas spirit, these gifts included shoes, clothing and other items. Staff of the board were present at the hospital today to present the early Christmas gifts and thank the Good Samaritan that donated them. Meanwhile, a total of 30 chairs have also been donated and will be delivered next year.
For the patients, and plus we have given them sulu and shoes and then radio for the entertainment, and we have already given them money for the logo which they have already enjoyed. So this is the ongoing thing for the Christmas that we give to the patient.
At present, there are up to 50 patients at the psychiatric hospital on Reservoir Road. Fiji Broadcasting Corporation's Radio Fiji 2 organised a cake competition today in the lead up to Christmas. A total of 30 entries were received, out of which 10 winners were chosen. Nur Jahan of Radio Fiji 2 says a wide range of entries were received from the listeners and they were overwhelmed with the interest shown. The overall winner walked away with $200 cash, while the second and third place winners received $150 and $100 respectively. This is the first time such a competition has been organised with plans to make it an annual event. Sports now, here's Jamie with the latest.
Thanks, Jackie. Good evening. After the break, Nico Matawalu signs on with English Rugby Club Bath, and ITM Cup Player of the Year Setereki Tamanivalu ready for Super Rugby duties. This and more coming up.
Great words there from Lucky Dube and Baban. I hope you enjoyed that number. Different colors just for you on Gold FM. Only the classic hits. Louise with you on the Center Show. Well, thank you so much for the sweet company. This is Alana Miles, one of my favorites, and Black Velvet for you. Hi there. Join me on the Center Show every weekday from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. for the best sounds on Gold FM. Only the classic hits.
Ni sa bulu bina kana turna kini marama ni bulu bina kana tolu bau kini sone lewa. Ni sa bulu bina kana ngone. En do talem no ngona ni wawe katalau. En mataka nei dai.
En na vendelana mai nei tasiri.
No bulu malaka. Go ni bilote nei sorta boa.
En na lomo ni vonua mai sanganga.
Eu bulu ni go Samuel Samuel. Na no ngona ni wawe katalau en Radio Fiji wan nandomo vitina vonga ni vena. Mai no kini ziwa en be mataka. Moni tiki na pagruka. Nika inamaka.
Welcome back to FBC Sports. English Rugby Club Bath has signed Fijian scrum half Nicola Matawalu for the 2015 and 16 season. Matawalu, who joined the Warriors in 2012, won the club's Player of the Season award a year later. Blockbusting Taranaki centre Setereki Tamanivalu is furthering his rugby career in New Zealand. The newly crowned ITM Cup Player of the Year will have his first crack at Super Rugby in the Chiefs outfit, playing midfield next year. Josephine Avula with the story.
for my family here back in Fiji, and for me as well as an individual. I feel like it's a big achievement for a local boy, like growing up here, then going to New Zealand and do the same thing. So I think it's a huge achievement for me. I think credit to the boys in my team, the Naki boys, for giving me the chances and especially the ball and every time we play. So it's managed to score the try. So I think it's credit to the boys. It's pretty huge for me, because Sunny is one of my idols when I grew up, especially when I was playing school back in Fiji, Dean's Trophy. And I grew up, start playing rugby, and then I look up to him. Like there's one of my idols as well, especially at my position. So he played the same one as well. So can't wait to play alongside him and train with him every day. So yeah.
According to Tamanivalu, being successful in rugby is his lifelong dream, and making it this far is just tip of the iceberg of what he can achieve. Josephine Navula, FBC Sports.
Nandi Rugby Union has already issued an off-season training schedule for their team. Assistant Secretary Ndonu Rokotakala says they will need to work hard to lift their performance.
We have one of our best sports consultant, Mr. Chochilinga, on board. He has proven record in 2008-2009, when Nandi was unbeaten, and both trophies are with Nandi. And we have full confidence that with his plans, that Nandi would do well in 2015.
Meanwhile, the Nandi Rugby Union will start the election of office bearers in January, aiming to improve their performance and make a comeback in the 2015 season. Chelsea has extended its lead at the top of the English Premier League points table. The Blues defeated Stoke City 2-0 today and will remain league leaders going into the Christmas break. Chelsea lead the EPL points table with 42 points after 17 rounds. That was your sports for tonight. It's back to Jackie now with the business.
Fijian Holdings Limited Group Chief Executive Officer Nozab Farid expects an extension to Fiji Television's broadcast license by the end of the month. Farid says the company has over the years been granted 6-month operating licenses, and he's hopeful this time the extension will be for a longer period.
If you look at the history, we have got 6 months licensing.
And do you expect to get another
so
6 months
hopefully,
license?
most probably we might get more than that, but it is up to the minister based on the conditions, whatever it is. So hopefully we'll get a long-term license, but I don't know, I can't make a comment.
Fiji Television's broadcast license expires on the 31st of this month. Today was another fine day across the islands with showers forecast in the afternoon. Temperatures ranged in the early 30s with a high of 32 across the north in Lambasa and the jet-set town of Nandi. Tomorrow on Christmas Eve, expect more of the same, a combination of cloudy periods, fine weather and late afternoon showers. Further outlook, east to southeast winds 20 to 25 knots, rough seas, moderate southeast swells. Recapping our top stories, a 40-year-old Lautoka businessman has been charged in connection to the $30 million heroin bust. It's estimated more than 200 million litres of sewage has poured into the creek at 4 miles Nasino, where the main sewer line burst 16 days ago. And Fijian Holdings Chief Executive Nozab Farid has confirmed to FBC News that Fiji Television subsidiary company EMTV will be sold to Telecom PNG. To our poll question for this week, we're asking, are the prices of food and groceries this festive season reasonable? Visit our FBC website to take part. Remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page FBC News. And if you're on Twitter, follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC News or simply hashtag FBC News. That's the news for today, and we will leave you with this Christmas message from the world-renowned musician George Fbctv Koso.
I want to say Merry, Merry Christmas to all Fijians here and throughout the world. Be proud of who you are and know that God made us special from everybody else. Merry Christmas.
रात को सपने तो जरूर आए होंगे, ये सपने क्या कहते हैं?
और बस थोड़ी ही देर में देखेंगे कि आज आपकी किस्मत के सितारे करते हैं क्या इशारे।
नई आशाएं और हौसले भरी सुबह की सुहानी शुरुआत करें हमारे साथ। मैं आपकी हमसफर मोहिनी
और मैं दीप्ति। सोमवार से शुक्रवार सुबह 6 से 9 तक
रेडियो FBC 2 देश की धड़कन पर।